Path Media. I was a minimum wage movie theater usher that made good and became a top earner in my network marketing company. Now, after 16 plus years in the profession, I'm finally teaching myself how to leverage the internet with online marketing and social media marketing to continue to grow and expand my business. My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, I want to talk about why my content is all over the place, right? All over the place. In the last couple of weeks, I've been using the tagline from mindset to marketing, especially on my daily lives that I'm doing on Facebook right now, because that's what my content ranges from, right? I talk about mindset, personal development, personal growth, but I also talk about marketing. I talk about business, entrepreneurism, and for a lot of people in the space, they might think, Ronnie, okay, you should probably niche down so that your audience will know what you're talking about. Like, you'll not only be more specific with the audience that you attract, but you'll be able to serve them with exactly what they're looking for. And I get that, right? I get that from a marketing standpoint. It's almost, the narrowing, the internet works that way, right? The internet works that way. People do searches and are looking for the information, and the internet gives them very specific search results. So from being visible to the algorithm, I can understand why strategically it would make sense to kind of niche down a little bit. But that's just not me, right? That's just not me. It's also encourages binary thinking, right? Yes, the internet is binary and it encourages us to think in binary terms. However, mindset and marketing are not mutually exclusive, right? They're not these silos that are completely unrelated with each other. And in fact, all the things that lie in between mindset and marketing, they're all intertwined, right? They're all interlinked. I was going to say intersect. They those two topics intersect each other, but it's more than just intersecting. They're interlinked. They're intertwined in this very nuanced web of connection. I mean, everything, right? Especially with personal development. It touches every aspect of life, and so can marketing and entrepreneurism, right? So the conversation isn't really just as one-sided as the algorithm might want you to think it is. Also, too, I like talking about personal development because it affects, from a business standpoint, it affects everything that you do, right? It affects everything that you do. As you, especially if you're going into content creation and publishing and you're doing online marketing, a lot of the personal hangups and the things that you haven't worked on are going to be your roadblocks to actually creating and publishing content, right? I've seen that happen a lot, even in just the last 12 months with individuals that are on the same journey and path that I'm on, and trying to have more, create more of a presence online. The level of personal growth will dictate your ability to be in front of a camera and to record content and to not be afraid of the judgment and the criticism. So, the personal development is very, very important on the front end. And then on the back end, the content you create and publish out there, you're going to be sharing your foibles and the things that you haven't grown through, and potentially you're going to plant those ideas and those limiting beliefs into your audience if you're not aware of them, right? So just from that standpoint alone, personal development should be, for content creators especially, should be the top priority when it comes to the work that we do. Right? Remember, we're building an influence, and if you haven't influenced yourself to grow beyond your own limiting beliefs, then you're going to potentially pass those limiting beliefs onto your audience, and that's not good. That's not good at all, right? So, yeah, all of this stuff really intersects in so many beautiful ways. It not intersect. I said not intersect earlier. It interlinks in a really beautifully nuanced way, and that's one of the major reasons why my content will seem all over the place. But if you've listened to this show long enough, you'll understand that it's all related and that it all ties in together in this crazy mosaic that works. That really works. So I'm going to continue to talk about everything from mindset to marketing. And I think, if you've been following the show, there are other people out there that are looking for this stuff, right? And it makes sense not just to me, but it makes sense to you. So share it, right? Share it. There might be somebody that's feeling really, really constrained right now by the limitations that all this online gatekeeping is imposing or wanting to impose. There's no wrong or right? There's no wrong or right. Just do you, which I'll save for another episode. But lean into it. Lean into the conversations that really feel natural to you, and understand that worrying about the algorithm is for me at least much lower on the priority list than the other things and one of those things is authenticity and a very, very nuanced conversation, right? So that's it. Well, okay, so the last thing is I do publish an episode every day. So part of my content being everywhere is just by necessity. I have to talk about a lot of different things to fill the content. And not to say that I'm just filling dead air. I do work very hard to try to give you value in these shows every day. But to limit it to a very, very narrow niche would make my work that much harder. So yeah, it's almost by necessity at this point that I have to talk about the range of mindset to marketing. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Last thing I want to talk about today. I've touched on this in past episodes. I want to let you know that there is going to be a major rebrand. I've decided 200 is the episode. So we're only a few more episodes away from that rebrand. It's going to look different. We're going to have a different title. It's going to be called the Redefined Podcast. And I'm working on the cover art right now. But it's the same podcast. It's going to be, the RSS feed will pick it up. It's just going to be a new title. You don't have to subscribe if you're already subscribed. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe because a lot more stuff is coming. I plan on doing an entire year of an episode every day. All right. Now that I'm at 200, might as well go for 365. So, there's going to be a new episode every day. Yeah, you won't miss it if you're already subscribed. And if you're not, go ahead and subscribe so you won't miss it. All right. Now with the Path of the Network Marketer stuff, that's not going to go away. That'll still be in back catalog, and you can access that with the same podcast. It's just going to be called the Redefined Podcast. So that's it. That's it for today. Just be on the lookout for that. I can't remember off the top of my head what number this episode is as of this recording. Just know that it's coming up within the next week. The rebrand. So just be expecting it. I'm really excited. It's going to be a rebrand across the board. For those of you who are part of our Facebook community, it will be changed to the Redefine community, as well as all the other platforms that I'll convert over time. All right, so that's it. Thanks for tuning in. More from me tomorrow. So until then, be well, be safe. See you in the next episode.